Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Oh, they got me. I've been hit.
Pass this to my wife.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel.
Same bad channel. Same bad time.
Glad you guys could come back. We're going to kind of do a shout out to all our brothers in arms out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Marines, Navy.
Who we are.
Yeah, Air Force, Coast Guard for you.
Coast Guard, Army.
You got the Army.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of pay homage to them, shoot out some respect, and let you guys know that we care. And
we definitely appreciate everything you're doing out there.
Absolutely. Thank you for your service.
Safe and free here in the wonderful United States of America.
So yeah, we're going to pay homage to you guys by talking military movies.
Movies.
Some of our favorites. Doesn't necessarily have to be my branch, your branch. It's all branches.
Absolutely.
So getting right into it, my favorite movie out there of all time, The Deer Hunter.
Good movie.
Just absolutely reminds me of my uncle, Robert De Niro does. My uncle Chuck, who unfortunately is no longer with us, and he was in the Army. The way Robert De Niro looked in that movie with the big bushy goatee, that was my Uncle Chuck. It was a Vietnam era movie, and it was just absolutely unbelievable filming, whatever it is, when they were prisoners of war.
Yeah, it definitely takes
a dark turn, kind of, but just regular guys from Pittsburgh who kind of...
Right. I mean, they're hunters. They're, avid family men.
Right.
They, have...
One shot, one kill.
Yeah, have at-home issues, and then deal with the throes of war, if you will, going to Vietnam, and
towards the end of the movie,
one of them coming home, and if you didn't see it, sorry.
Well, no, all three came home.
Oh, he came home. Well, the last one came home.
No, two of them came home. They all made it out of the war, but one kind of, and I won't spoil it. I don't know why you wouldn't have seen it yet, but
right.
Definitely go watch it. It's a great movie. It's kind of long, but it's absolutely a phenomenal movie. And I mean, it brings you through. Towards the end of the movie, though, I mean, they go back out deer hunting, which is something that they always just did as friends.
Great collaboration was Christopher Walken and Robert De Niro on that
right.
one.
Absolutely. Meryl Streep was in the movie.
Just excellent cast.
Yes. Phenomenal. All in their beginnings of their careers, really.
Yeah. Very young versions of them.
Yeah. And just
well before Christopher Walken's soldering iron ordeal.
Or more cowbell.
Yeah, or more cowbell.
It's one of those movies that's just going to grab you, and it walks you through all their stages of life. And again, towards the end of the movie, Robert De Niro was kind of the straightforward one, but you see the Tools of War take on the guy because he can't even shoot the deer at the end.
No, absolutely not. And I don't know if you could relate at all. In a way, I mean, I know when I came home and tried to go hunting and stuff, it just wasn't the same. I could fish, but I just see no urge in killing a beautiful, innocent animal unless... I mean, nothing against hunters. I love venison. I'll eat it if you kill it.
Absolutely.
But definitely... I was
just prepared already.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, when I left, I never picked up a weapon, a firearm again. It wasn't my thing. You got a favorite?
Favorite? Honestly... It's a toss-up. It really is. I'm more of the Vietnam era myself when it comes to just my father's Vietnam veteran. Love you, Dad. Shout out to you and all the rest of the Marines that were in Vietnam, any conflict, war, or whatever it might be. It affects me seeing... All right, my favorite movie would be Platoon.
Great movie.
The characters, Sergeant Lai, Sergeant Barnes, just the whole... And the cast. I mean, William Dafoe. Charlie Sheen. And then Tom Berenger. Excellent cast. Way they put it together. Incorporated the issues of racial equality at the time. Yeah. Another one with Hamburger Hill is another one that is one of my favorites. It was a toss-up between Hamburger Hill and Platoon.
Well, in Platoon, you also see the Tools of War because Tom Berenger's role and William Dafoe's role.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they go at it that in regular life as civilians, you would never get to that point, but it's just something that war does to you.
Right.
Being in a different country, out of your element, seeing the things that you see.
Oh, absolutely.
It just changes these guys completely.
I also am a huge fan of the music era, of Vietnam. So,
absolutely.
I mean, just another good one, Vietnam era, obviously, Hamburger Hill, you got Full Metal Jacket.
Was where I was going next.
Yeah.
Marine Corps. And I got to tell you, that movie, as far as any other movie I've seen out there, it's the closest I've seen to U.S. Marine Corps boot camp.
Yeah.
The rigors that we went through. And just Lee J. Ermey, phenomenal actor. And I believe he was a DI.
Well, he actually served in Da Nang in Vietnam at the same time my father did.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I don't know if they knew each other, but my father has told me they were there at the same time, so on and so forth. All the Marines went out of Da Nang, of course. Right.
But another movie that shows you what war does to you.
Oh, it's I mean, even pre-war. I mean, just the stress of boot camp. I mean, look what happened in that movie. I mean, excellent cast in that movie as well. I love war movies. The only problem I have is when they get a little out of whack. Us being military, we know, like if we see something and we're like, that was corny, it doesn't exist or something like. But I didn't see that in movies like Platoon and movies. Then again, I wasn't in Vietnam era.
Right.
But I do have, knowledge of it from my father,
but again, those were
being
based
in the military.
Oliver Stone's, the things that were depicted in that movie were based on his experiences when he was in the service.
Right. Well, just like Born on 4th of July.
Born on 4th of July, same thing. Really good movie. And
coming home from Vietnam. People don't realize that,
So we bring up Forrest Gump?
Yeah. He was in. He did save Bubba. Well, he tried to save Bubba.
He did. Gary Sinise's character, if you remember, he went through that montage of how he took away his family right because he didn't die in battle.
Well, what I was being funny because Tom Hanks did eventually play Saving Private Ryan. He was
another great movie, by the way.
World War II as well. That
was a true story.
Absolutely,
that actually happened.
There's so many damn good war movies out there.
Absolutely, one of my favorites. Again, I understand I'm a little biased. I get it, but not true. But Heartbreak Ridge, Clint Eastwood.
Oh yeah, hell, that was awesome. Again, a little goofy here and there,
absolutely. But you can see that in the old timers who served, whether it be Vietnam, Korea. You just see their hardness come out, and people kind of look at them like, why is he?
I like that you brought Heartbreak Ridge up because it deals with generational gaps.
Yes, it does.
Huge, like
in
you were just saying.
In a humorous way.
Him and the other sergeant, the sergeant major, were hardcore, old school. Hoorah, Marines.
And the new captain.
And then the new guys come in.
Was he from Notre Dame or
something like that? Big
medical football star.
Yeah, Mr. Football or Johnny Football over there, and he's nobody,
Well, he got all his knowledge from school as opposed to actually being on the battlefield.
Exactly.
And when they sit there, remember, he says, we're going to war. And they're looking at him like, really, dude, you do not want this.
Yeah, you do not want this.
You don't
have a clue what's going to happen. Yeah. And then, of course, what was the character there?
Stitch Jones?
The musical guy.
Stitch Jones.
Yeah,
that was Mario Peebles.
That's it.
That was great when he was singing and rapping. And
oh, yeah.
Again, you want to bring up older movies. I mean, one of my favorite ones, I'm a Lee Marvin fan. I don't know if but the Big Red One. Again, you're going back to World War II, but the Dirty Dozen.
Dirty Dozen, absolutely.
I just, those are movies that are, to me, period pieces that are never going to die. If you follow Big Red One, I mean, they went from, Germany to Sicily to...
Like I said.
The only thing sticking in my head at the moment, unfortunately, is Patton.
Patton was a tank guy, so...
And, right. So that's, again, it stuck in my head. But again, if you want to get into lighter side of things, I don't know if you remember The Great Escape with Steve McQueen.
Yep, Steve McQueen.
Hysterical. Well, his
Another
part,
great actor.
Yes, absolutely.
Another great.
But that was being captured by the Germans as officers. Mm-hmm. He just had the mentality of their job as an officer was to escape. You were not supposed to, as an officer, stay captured and just live. It was inbred in you. You escape. Period.
You are to work with the other POWs the best you can to get them to maintain sanity and escape together and so on and so forth.
I don't know. I'm skipping around a little bit with time periods, but another recent movie, I think it's probably 4 or 5 years old, American Sniper. Mm-hmm. One of our best, most popular snipers. The guy was phenomenal, and unfortunately someone who wasn't, came home and was a little off. Chris Kyle was the same way when he came back, but he had a lot of help, he had a lot of support, and he was able to get himself right, and he was trying to do the same for others, and unfortunately...
And helping out this other troubled...
Yeah, who had just gotten back. Some guys, it's...
I've heard so many, not to get off the movie subject, but back, you talking about American Sniper, but as far as Chris Kyle's death, I've heard good and bad feedback, meaning like people who are just dead set angry with this Marine for doing what he did and so on and so forth, but someone who came back once from, somewhat similar situations, if you will, I don't blame him. I mean, I'm not saying I don't blame him for shooting him, but it wasn't him.
No.
Because I remember what I went through coming home. Well, it wasn't me.
Friends that went in, yes?
Oh, absolutely.
Friends come home, they just in?
No, absolutely not. When I got home, I definitely wasn't the same. When you got home, I'm sure you weren't, and so on and so forth.
It's just an understanding that because, again, most people see how people were before they left. They remember, whether a funny kid, a geeky kid, a football star, whatever. And then you come back and you're dead set serious. You're dead. Was that way for a while, and I just said, you know what, life is way too short. Life is way too short to live that seriously, and I just kind of
Absolutely.
And me personally, wasn't going to live that way anymore. I prefer laughing and joking, which is why we're this age trying to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, no kidding.
I enjoy making people laugh, and
that's
to go along that route. You know what?
And if I can help another veteran,
absolutely,
in the process,
send us a message, contact us.
Absolutely, please.
I'll be right here for you. I don't care what branch it is. To me,
on a somber note, 22 veterans a day kill themselves dealing with PTSD and things that are unexplainable to those who just haven't seen it.
So if you know any of them, if you're a family member, if you're just a friend, reach out to them, talk to them.
Yes,
they need it. They're going to tell you they do not want it. I'm good. I'm fine. Bullshit. You know who these people are. Mm-hmm. You know what kind of personality they are. Show them that you love them. Okay, remember, they need help.
There is a hotline. The VA is there to help you. The VA helped me a lot. Some people don't deal through the VA well. I personally, they've helped me tremendously with mental health.
They were helping my uncle for 20 some odd years. Unfortunately, another victim, but he saw some things, and just like a lot of our veterans out there.
Scott on my mom's side.
Absolutely.
Suicide, Navy SEAL, killed himself.
It's just crazy. And being in the military, it's input in you to you don't need help. Deal with it. You got it.
You're tough. You can handle it.
Yes. And you kind of you buy into it at a young age, and you deal with it for so long. So if you know anybody out there, throw your arm around them. If they don't like that, just talk to them. Take them out for a beer. Just chat it up. They need to feel that connection again.
Right.
Is the biggest thing. Everybody's got their own thing.
Do something that works for you if you're that veteran.
You know your family. You know your friend. And
absolutely.
If you're watching this, hopefully you're subscribing. That's cheesy. But leave us a comment, because either one of us will get back to you. Both of us probably.
100%.
Dude, you can come here on the show. We'll do whatever you want to do. You can hang out. We'll have some brews. We'll drink some almond milk.
Yeah.
And,
good stuff.
Contact us. We're here. I know we're nothing at the moment. We're little, whatever you call it. But we are here for all of our vets.
Absolutely. 100%.
You got nothing to lose by throwing in a little comment. We'll hit you up, man.
All right. Well, with that being said,
let's go to the lighter side of things.
Right.
And I'm going to bring up your Navy boys.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
One of the funniest.
McHale's Navy.
No, close. Down Periscope.
I was just about.
And I'm not a Kelsey Grammer fan.
Kelsey Grammer was hilarious in that movie. Excellent.
I absolutely love that movie, Down Periscope. You got to watch it, because I kind of relate to the guy with the tattoos.
If you can get into the serious war movies, you have to be able to get into the not so serious war movies.
You know what I mean? I just can relate to so
Hot
many.
Shots Part 2, and you're like, come on, man. There's so many good movies out there.
One of my favorite lines in Down Periscope is he says, if it's a disqualifying offense, I'd like to take sole responsibility.
Sole responsibility for it.
Oh my
Great
God.
cast. Hilarious female. Her outfit, her uniform just didn't fit quite well.
That was
looked great though.
That was great, man. I could see people
in the real military.
Yeah, I would not fly. But the all-time comedy movie would be Stripes.
Yeah,
with
Army training, sir. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Without a doubt.
To this day, I want one of those camper van truck. What is
the RV?
What was it? A C70 or something?
Yeah, whatever it was.
I want one of those bad.
My God, dude, that was so good.
Oh, unbelievably awesome movie.
John Larroquette.
Come on.
There were just so many. John Candy.
Yeah.
So many good people in that movie, and it was hysterical. Harold Ramis. And
pretty great movie.
It was. I mean, some that was comedy, but not so. But it was also serious. Was Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's Robin Williams, the late great. Again, based on a true story. That guy was real with the stuff that he did.
Good Morning Vietnam.
And man, did they hate him. He played rock and roll music. That wacky rock and roll music.
Yeah. But he played what the troops wanted to hear out there.
Absolutely. And whatever kept morale up is what you should do.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're out there fighting a damn war.
Absolutely.
You're dealing with all kinds of crazy stuff out there. Yeah. And last thing you want to do is hear some classical music. That doesn't make me want to fight a war.
No.
Throw on some Doors. Let's go fight a war.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, some Hendrix.
Another one of that era was Pearl Harbor. And I know it was kind of a younger cast with Ben Affleck.
Oh, you're going to go to the newer one.
The newer one, because, again, great older movie, Tora Tora Tora. You can go to Bridge of River Kwai. But again, I don't know how many of them know these movies.
Right. Because we're way back in the day.
Right. So you bring up the
those are back before our day.
They are. Not that old yet.
I liked Private Ryan because if you watch some of the older World War II movies, it's kind of got that John Wayne
It does have that feel. Yeah, it does.
Where it's like, oh, they got me. I've been hit. Pass this to my wife. Private Ryan brought it home that, hey, World War II wasn't a cakewalk that these guys just marched across Europe and
picked up a guy and went home.
Yeah.
No. Well, a movie talking about what things turn you around, how war can change you and stuff like that. The Apocalypse Now, I would think. I mean, that wasn't based on a true story. It wasn't that, but it was so well written. Because I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Right. Excellent smell.
Robert Duvall.
Yeah. Right.
Because then you turn into, again, going to another movie, you turn into the guy from Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker, right.
Who just doesn't, gives a shit and just walks in there, yeah, here's the bomb. You look at the movie Unbroken.
Yep.
Here's a guy who did everything the Japs made him do. Mm-hmm. And just a tiny little guy, based on a true story again. I don't know. You definitely see the toll it takes on people with that as well. One of my favorites, and people may laugh at this, leave comments below if you want to make fun of me. But I did like Braveheart. And
Braveheart's awesome.
It is a war movie because... It was a Scottish war.
Scottish versus English.
But you sit there and look at the differences between the way they fought back then and the way they fight, or we fight today.
Right. Well, the weapons have become far more terrifying.
Absolutely.
And, far more advanced.
But his tactics.
Terrifying to me is getting ripped to pieces by a sword. That would be pretty damn terrifying.
Well, being drawn and quartered?
Yeah.
Not so fun either, I'm assuming.
Fun. Yeah.
I still have my
Freedom!
limbs.
Yeah.
But again, the tactics that he learned when he went to go live with his uncle is what makes that kind of scary because nobody had those thoughts. That's why he had such smaller forces and we're beating these bigger forces because the bigger forces back then would just kind of plow through. More guys, you win. And it didn't work that way with Braveheart.
No.
Because he had tactics. He was able to, and how his end came is because he was betrayed. But
another great Mel Gibson would be The Patriot. Taking new tactics to a war.
Right.
These guys are used to the redcoats coming up, line after line after line. Yeah. And they says, we're just going to hide in the woods and be ghosts.
That's it.
And ghosts in darkness, and it was a great movie.
Well, I think we're going to end on a lighthearted but good movie. Mm-hmm. Top Gun.
Top Gun was hilarious. It was hilarious because it was great. It was a great 80s movie.
Yeah, it was. Definitely. And they're coming out with a new one.
Yes.
So, and I know everybody's going to be out there looking for that, but you got to, come on, dude.
The new Midway was great. Getting back to Navy movies, if you get a chance. I have not. You've seen
1917. Oh, you've got to see this movie. Phenomenal movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
World War I.
I'm dying to.
Not too many World War I movies out there.
No.
So we'll end it there,
but definitely leave comments.
Absolutely.
And if you have something that was left out that's like, oh, this is vital, please tell us.
Absolutely. Tell us your favorite movie. What's your one that hits home?
Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge, another good movie. Yeah. You can go
Tuskegee Airmen,
American Hero, Memphis Belle.
There's
just so many out there we didn't touch on. But let us know what your favorite is. Comment below. Talk about maybe something that you relate to a family member, and that movie reminds you of that family member. Because that's, let's face it, music and movies. That's kind of what we like them because we relate to them.
Right. Exactly.
But leave us some comments below. Let us know what your favorites are. Maybe even throw down there what you want to hear us talk about next or in the future. And maybe we'll talk current events next week. Find out, give you guys an update on Corona. Let you know what we're going to be doing because again, we want to get into streaming and stuff like that. But
we're going to be putting a mask over the microphone.
Are we?
No.